Our next speaker is Francesco Iacorossi, who is Senior Project Manager at the Roma, the City of Rome, SPQR and all that mobility service. And he is really a veteran of EU-funded cycling projects like Handshake, like Basta, etc. You published a book, When in Rome, Go Sustainable. I suppose it's about cycling in Rome. I haven't read it yet. And newly you have been appointed the first bicycle mayor of Rome. I don't know what the real mayor thinks about that, but maybe you can tell us. And you will talk about Grab, but you maybe pronounce it differently.
No.
But Grab means the Roman cycle route, like a ring road for cycling around Rome, right?
Yep.
The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. So good to be here, a lot of familiar faces, and I'm going to be speaking about the Grab project, which is in Italian means Grande Raccordo Anulare delle Biciclette, and it's La Ciclovia Romana, so you maybe learn a bit of Italian as well. And so I want to start about COVID and also the cycling revolution, which today is being televised, which is good, and like many other cities in Europe, we also managed to grab the bull by the, not the bull by the horns, so no harm, but the bike by the handlebars. And we managed to think about this ambitious plan of 150 kilometers of a transitory bike lane, which was also inspired by the Handshake project, which is a major European project about cycling, and the SAM Rome, which was adopted a couple of years ago, and extremely important in our job. And so what cycling means for us, it also means restoring people's dignity. So through the mentoring of Handshake project with the city of Amsterdam, we managed to, they provide us with knowledge, good practices, and most importantly, prioritizing people over cars. This is a new intervention we made in the center of the city. Plus we add a touch of Dutch in our job, and the Netherlands embassy in Italy has been supporting us for the last 3 years, and this us with the deputy, with the ambassador in Italy in Appia Antica, and so it will help us also to promote the Grab project. So Grab, if the kids are united, this project means so many received so many contributions, and the idea behind it is a result of a collective work which was coordinated by Velolov, was financed by the Ministry of Transport, and with 50 million euros, and it's been finalized by us. 45, maybe more, kilometers of cycling route, inclusive, accessible, and safe. The project has been split in 6 slots and 44 accepts. So you see the length of the circuit. And let's wait for that. A magic wire to reconnect the city. It connects with 4 metro lines, 5 urban train lines, 5 regional tram lines, 4 historic villas, and 1 regional park. And as I said before, giving back the space to the people rather than cars. That's a really important statement I want to focus on. Plus, by economy. Economy is not a mythology. It happens, and the Grab ideally will serve as a magnet, not only for local cyclists, but also for and commuters, but also for the upcoming post-pandemic tourist wave. 600 tourists are expected for the first year, and the first year will cover the cost of the first year of investment of the project. This is the first historic lot. It starts from the Circus Maximo, from the Coliseum, sorry, and so it has a major impact in the city center, giving another scenario. This is the nowadays a car jam scenario, pollutant, traffic jam, and all the negative side of traffic, as we know perfectly. But it will turn into a totally different place, and an open air museum. As you can see, there will be space for people, there will be space for pedestrians, a lot of green stuff, and this is the Coliseum here. So, I mean, this is really an open air museum. So Grab will be a huge opportunity for tourists, for the city, for anyone. So a win-win situation in my personal view. The Regina Viarium, the Queen of the Road, The Appian Way was built back in 312 before Christ, and this unique path would be representing a milestone of the city's journey towards a cycling revolution for real, because the Grab will cycle through this ancient road, which nowadays unfortunately looks like this, and it's a real pity that we haven't managed through the years to preserve such a spectacular and ancient road. But with the Grab, the road will look like this, yes. So a lot of space for people, and ideally you will boost the economy, will boost the city in terms of tourists, as I said before, and quality of life will be elevated as we all deserve. But you cannot have a climate neutral city without having a cycling playing a key role in our strategies. This was painted during COP26 and is still there. And thanks to my colleague at the end of the room, Stefano Brinchi and Fabrizio Benvenuti, which helped me in implementing such a strong message. And I want to point out a recent PASA study which shows quite clearly that cyclists have a 84 lower CO2 emissions life cycle than non-cyclists. And this study was cited by WHO for COP21. So I'm extremely happy to be one of the co-authors of this study. So as the late Fausto Coppi used to say when asked about his commitment in cycling, training is like little wrestling, wrestling a gorilla. You don't quit when you're tired, you quit when the gorilla's tired. We're not tired yet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Francesco, and the room is not tired yet either, I hope. Questions, please, Thomas.
What's the feedback been like from the local community and the population, and have you had to work hard to win people over to remove that?
Not really. No, we get a lot of opposition where we try to implement cycling ways or we try to pedestrianize, but Grab received a lot of attention, also on the media, and maybe because it's not perceived as an infrastructure within the city. It might be perceived as a touristic wave, and that helped in so many ways. But it will be a major intervention also for commuting. So it will combine the two things, and it was well received and well publicized as well.
So the location of the Grab was decided based on input you received from cyclists, that where it's located now or where you are going to implement it, that these are the routes that are now preferably most taken, or
well, the idea
or is it more
goes back
tourists?
many years about the Grab as a structure, and 17 kilometers are already in place. So we need simply to connect the whole circle, and so the idea was to have a perfect balance between the historic landscape, city center, and commuting, and as I said, and as I showed before, the connection with intermodality as well.
Mm.
So it's very well thought as an idea of a cycling options for citizens and for tourists as well.
Because I don't know whether there's somebody from Madrid in the room, but you know that Madrid has already created such a circular cycling route. But that's the only thing there is. There is not the connections.
Okay.
So, and that's your question indeed.
Yeah.
For commuting, a ring road is not the most interesting because you need
Those 150 kilometers transitory by plane plus the 85 kilometers we've done so far will help mapping and it will ease the process of getting to know the Grab even better. So, and by 2025, ideally, the project will be done. So maybe we're thinking about Velocity thing on Rome, and so
we wait patiently for the application.
Absolutely.
Please,
Thanks for the presentation, Francesco. Could you come with a reflection about being an up-and-coming cycling city and how that gives you a pragmatism about making quick and dirty solutions? Because, for instance, in Copenhagen, we have such a long history of making cycling infrastructure that we want to do it perfect, and sometimes that means that we'll wait around 3 or 4 years until we have funding from the politicians. Whereas you're more like pragmatic. I know, of course, you would love that the politician just gave you millions of euros, but sometimes I believe that can set you free and be like, we'll just get something done. Like, I love that bus border you did. It was just painted. So could you give me some positive examples of that?
You know, paint is not infrastructure, right?
Of course.
Yeah. But based on my experience, it helped a lot in our case, because all the transitory bike lanes are transitory for a purpose. So transitory means we need a certain amount of time also for people to digest the implementation, also to politicians to understand the benefit coming from such interventions. And surely, segregated bike lanes are perfection. We're not perfect. We're well aware of this. But it gave us the time, it gave us the chance to implement several kilometers of these transitory bike lanes. And we managed to intercept a lot of new cyclists too. So transitory means that if we are aware that some criticalities might arise, we have time to adjust it. So it's already planned, but we needed to act quick and we needed to be pragmatic. So, but you know, we open for any developments. That's for sure. That's what Handshake is about.
Thank you very much, Francesco, and we're all looking forward to cycling in Rome.